Hello, hello. All right, it is time to do some resume reviews. So let me go ahead and toss this link in Discord. We'll put on some music and we will get started. All right, live. Publish, confirm. All right, perfect. Am I live? Oh, that. Oh, I am. Okay, there we go. What's up, Gil? How you doing? All right. So we're gonna play some marbles so we get some music on. What's up, Cheddar? How you doing? It's been a little bit, hasn't it? Hello, Steven, Daniel. Welcome back, everyone. Let's go ahead. You know what? I'm gonna spoil myself. And spoil you guys as well. Putting on the best playlist that I have. The best synthwave playlist that I have. All right, perfect. What's up, Lily? CW, how you doing? Yeah, it has been a bit. Okay, it's been a long week. Every week, or the week after I take my break, it's non-stop catch up, and then I fall behind, and then I catch up the second week. But I did finally get the resume sorted through, scanned, all of that. A lot of people don't hide their information, so I'm taking an extra step to hide their information. But I think we should be good to go. We're gonna play marbles, decide who wins. Like normal, this isn't gonna be fluffy, super kind, nice, soft advice. We're gonna dig in, we're gonna roast some resumes. But the goal is to provide tangible feedback, actual critical feedback that is useful. And gives you some indication of what you need to change to stand out. So let's go ahead and pull up marbles. Let me switch screens. Yo, there it is. Let's go. Hello. Happy Thursday. What's up, Jessa? How you doing? Love to see you review resume. The submissions are closed. We do it every once in a while. Ready for the roasting good. Hope everyone else is as well. All right, so all these names are on the file names, so I gave people a heads up, hide your information. And I'm just grabbing the first names of the file names, so. David. Patrick. Karen, oh boy, we got a Karen. Darwin. Can I just press enter? Anas. Oh, but it doesn't add a new one, okay. Mabin Luke. Daquan. Who else? Zion. And Steven. Okay, so 9 names. We're gonna do 6. I ain't doing a long stream tonight. I wasn't even gonna live stream, but then I saw a lot of submissions. We had a lot more submissions than this just for resumes, but I had to screen certain ones out. Yeah. I think we're ready. Poor Karen. Yeah. I can't. You know, it's not Karen's fault that that person got that name, so I will try to hold back on that one. I will try to be unbiased. Yeah, that is true. That's how you would normally do it, but how you normally submit the resume, but they are closed at that moment. But I do appreciate the trying to steer that person towards the right direction. I got my resume reviewed by Don. I intentionally didn't hide any info. No such thing as bad publicity. Yeah, you know, everyone has their own boundaries with that. I think the reason why I started hiding information now is just because I think sometimes people just forget. Even though I tell them to hide their information, they still forget, so. You're welcome, Baran. All right, you guys ready? Finish. Settings. Let's see, what race? Off the rails. Ooh, what's that? Simulation. We have, crap, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 names. Let's do a longer one. 2 minutes and 5 seconds. That's kind of a long one. Castle Siege. Ooh, that sounds good. Lapsland? Sounds boring. A bracket. I don't know what that is. You know what? This is good. This is good. You ready? Let's go. Let's turn up the music a little bit. Yo, let's go. All right, you ready? Top 6. And if less than 6 people make it, I'm gonna toss out the names that died first. Boom, let's go. Oh, damn, that looks pretty cool. All right. Karen in the lead. I did not. Ooh, nope. Patrick. Ooh, Patrick David. I like him. All right, so we have our leaders: Patrick, David, Mabin, Karen, Darwin, and Daquan are in the lead right now. Let's go. Yeah, I think Patrick's gonna get this. Anything tricky? Damn. Okay. All right. So who's behind? Anas, Daquan. Daquan, you were just ahead. What the hell, dude? Steven, you guys gotta catch up. Zion is just wiping the floor with you. And Karen's even beating you. Karen's beating you. What are you guys doing? Do you even want a review? All right, Patrick's still in the lead. Darwin. See who drops first. Zion and Karen. Ooh, it's neck and neck. What happens here? Shoots over, gets stuck there. Ooh, I like it. Oh, do these launch you off? Oh, no, they prevent you from going in that thing. Oh, but he's... Oh, Mabin still made it. Nice. Congrats, Mabin. Let's go. I don't know what Darwin's doing. He doesn't want to review, apparently. All right, Anas. David. Patrick. Uh-oh. Okay, you guys are just giving it up to Daquan. He was like way behind. Oh, David. Oh, Karen. Oh, Karen. You kind of deserved it. I'm sorry. I said I wouldn't be biased. I'm sorry. You know what, Karen? I'm sure you're a lovely person. And you're not an actual Karen. All right. I think we have our 6. Congrats. We'll give Steven a little chance. Why not? There we go. All right, we have our winners. So we're gonna do Mabin through Darwin. Let's go. Let me reorder the names. All right, we'll turn it down a bit. I like marbles. I'm gonna even turn this down a bit and switch screens. So let's go ahead and go over to capture card. Not leaking anything, right? Cool. Probably should check that out before I actually look at it. All right, let me go ahead and enter the names. So Mabin. Dragging you up. Who else? Nas. Zion. Daquan. Yeah, Daquan was like way behind. Good job catching up, Daquan. And then Darwin. Okay, so David, Karen, and Steven. We're gonna mark those as red so I can keep track of it. And you guys, next time we do a resume review, you're welcome to submit the same resume, and you will stand a higher chance at winning. I double your chances each time you submit it and don't get it. Ooh, I wish there was more of an automated process to do this, but we have our 6. You guys ready? Good luck to the brave ones. Finding the stream is cutting in and out. No drop frames. I think it's on your end. Patrick is fast, needs to return some videotapes. What? All right. Yeah, the bumpers are kind of silly at the end. All right, let's do it. So, we will start with Mabin. All right. Wait. Oops. Okay, I didn't screw anything up. So here. Close marbles. And I think we are good. Cool. Let's use the right mouse this time. All right. Copy and paste. Let's go. All right. Wait, did I say Marvin? What did I say? Mabin. Is this the right one? Copy of Mabin. Yeah. That's the right one. Went by the file name. Cool. See? That's what you should be doing. Quality down by 1? Yeah, that's probably your connection. All right, so LinkedIn link, GitHub, and your portfolio. You may consider... I mean, no, that's fine. Education. Drop the education to the bottom. GPA is not even that impressive, so drop it to the bottom. Showcase what you can do as a software engineer. Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. I mean, typically a lot of computer science programs, they have, like, people typically know what's going to be in a computer science program. I don't think wasting space with this is even relevant. If you did any, like, I don't know, research on the side, you had some sort of position within the university, or volunteer work even with the university, you could include like a bullet point for that. But I think this is just a waste of space. AWS Academy graduate, cloud developing, cloud. Okay, cool. Web development, programming, skills, databases. All right. Vibe chatting app experience. Contributed as a backend. Wait, hold on. Oh no. You are trying to bullshit your way. I'm gonna call it out. So let's just, I want to double check. Mabin. You are looking for your first position. So I think we just detected some bullshit. All right, so Vibe Chatting app contributed as a backend developer on a team using Java and Android Studio to develop a mobile chat application following Agile Scrum methodology. Be careful with this. This reeks of bullshit. And in a hiring manager, it's not going to look good. This is very easy to detect. It's not going to look good. So contributed as a backend developer on a team. Obviously, that's going to apply on a professional team. There's nothing to mark this as a personal project. If the only way you are going to make up for this is literally building a SaaS product that is used by real users, it is actually providing real value to people, and it's something that continues to be maintained, you could probably get by with this. But this is bullshit. It sounds like you're flat out lying. This reeks of bullshit, and I think a hiring manager is going to pick up on this pretty quickly. So be careful of that. That's going to hurt you. Develop a secure registration page that enables users to create accounts and store their information in Firebase Authenticate. Like, you know, this doesn't need to be 2 lines. It's authentication page, sign up page. Designed and created the database and successfully connected it to the application. Like, what? I think you're just writing filler here. You could just write your stack, what database you connected it with. Like, this isn't useful. Designed and created the data. Like, you just put Cloud Firestore as part of the tech stack. You should be listing that tech stack anyways, make it very clear you're not doing that. Yeah, this is just a lot of fluff. Real-time message delivery, enabling users to send and receive messages with near instantaneous speed and displaying them on both devices. Ensuring data quality by preventing the creation of duplicate chats. Give me stats, like who has used it? Like, you're kind of selling this as an actual application that's serving real users. What are the statistics on your users? Again, I think it's bullshit. It probably is, but yeah, like a lot of this, you're kind of just providing a bunch of fluff for a personal project, and you really have no data to showcase for it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I think you're just expanding on this too much. Just exactly what it does. You can highlight the key features. That's fine. But this personal project, or what it seems to be, shouldn't be taking up this much space. It's a bullshit project. And that's okay. You can put a personal project on a resume, but it's just taking up way too much space. So maybe this one. Develop full stack web application using HTML, JavaScript, CSS, Bootstrap, car rental, web application, program efficient, SQL queries. Like, I don't see any links to these. That's fine if you want to put it in your portfolio. Rent cars receive printable receipts within. So now that I kind of know this is bullshit, how do I even know what other applications or what other apps that you've built are not bullshit? I kind of just assume all of this is bullshit and you're overselling it. Enhance security by implementing a feature requiring customers to provide unique driver's license numbers. Again, this is taking up way too much space. Like, if you actually built a car rental web application as a freelance project, you can list the, and this is what I recommend for people getting freelance projects. Try to get a feel for the conversions, like talk to the business owner, and the discount is on the terms of, I need analytical data. Like, tell me how many people are actually signing up, how many people were signing up for your business before, how many more conversions is this website bringing to your business, right? And even, I mean, it's going to be hard to get actual monetary value that you're bringing to the business, but if they're willing to share that detailed of information, that's all fantastic for a freelance project. Again, this just smells of bullshit. It's a personal project. That's what it seems like. And now, because you've kind of, it feels like you're bullshitting this project, how am I supposed to trust any of these as real applications? You're making it take way longer for the interviewer, who's going to be much more skeptical of you, right? And you even sell this like Combat of Kings, developed a 2-player Mortal Kombat style game. And this is like, now they're like, oh, okay, video game project, kind of for fun. Now this is all bullshit. This is a lot of personal projects. Like, they're not gonna, so I don't know if you've actually done freelance projects or not, but you've already are starting to lose the trust of the employer. Like, we could probably maybe look up your name. Like, we could actually do that. Hold on. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. LinkedIn.com Maven. Okay, I might just be way off. Maybe you got it. Let's find out. We got real positions. AWS. Okay, so nothing under experience. Nothing whatsoever. I have no companies to look up. Remember, hiring managers will check references at the actual companies. And they're going to start like different programs that have tried to encourage people to lie and get them to reach out to like the coding bootcamp staff as reference, or like the course designers as a reference. Like, again, hiring managers have dealt with that for a long time. It got way worse over the past few years. This bullshit is going to get, it's going to get sniffed out very quickly. So, yeah, did a little digging. Seems like bullshit. I don't think you need to lie. I don't think you need to do that. I think a computer science program in itself, like we always talk about, is a computer science worth the money? That's a different conversation. Usually not, in my opinion, if you're trying to become a software engineer. Not always, but usually not. And so this is a big thing going for you, though. You invested the money, you completed it. Like, your GPA isn't bad. It's just not like amazing to like put this education way up at the top. And your skills are fine. You get right to the point with the skills and you list your 3 apps. Like, that's actually more powerful than you think it is. Again, there are way better strategies than just cold applications, but even like, I would encourage you to like get users to actually use the vibe chatting app. Get users, get statistics on signups, get usage data on those users, and that's going to create a powerful portfolio project. Right now, I don't trust you. Why would I trust you as a hiring manager? I just don't. And I think a lot of hiring managers are going to get a bad taste in their mouth when they sniff this out. So anyways, that's pretty much it for that one. Yeah, I don't think I've checked a LinkedIn before. We should probably start doing that. It's like a surface level thing, but I think a lot of hiring managers, like, they're probably going to dig into your reference if it kind of seems like it's bullshit. Cool. Let's go with the next one. Do employers use ATS? You're going to have some employers that do. I think a lot of people have misconceptions over automated systems. A lot of misconceptions. They kind of just like give blanketed statements like you just did, Gambon, and I'm sure you heard that from someone else. I probably should bring on some recruiters to talk about that. I think that's worth the conversation. Bring on some recruiters and talk about their process of screening people out. And I got to find recruiters that are willing to be honest too. And not bullshit. Because, you know, they're kind of representing their company, and I kind of want to get internal recruiters. I definitely want to get internal recruiters on board. Can you list your role for a bootcamp project? If I make a full stack app, can I put full stack engineer app name? If you make it clear that it's a bootcamp project, yes. If you're selling it as like, I was a full stack developer, that's going to have the perception that you were a professional full stack developer for that actual SaaS product, that project, whatever you're actually working on. You need to distinguish between personal projects and not. And so a lot of people, the thing is, a lot of people will try to lie their way in, and most of the time it doesn't work, but they'll try to cheat their way in by selling themselves as a professional developer, and it usually gets sniffed out in the interview. But where, like, I've heard hiring managers kind of talk about it, but then when they realize how dishonest a person has been, the hiring manager would have considered them, just given that they were transparent about it, but also excited about coding, had a really good attitude, fit into the company culture. But because that person chose to lie, it's a lack of integrity. It like, I'm telling you, a lot of hiring managers don't want to hire software engineers that lack integrity. They just don't. You could reach out to dozens of hiring managers on LinkedIn of actually legitimate teams, legitimate companies, and you're going to get the feel that hiring managers are tired of sifting through not tired necessarily, but like they have to sift through a lot of bullshit resumes. I'm gonna mention something else with that, but a lot of people will try to cheat their way in because their coding bootcamp project just fucking sucks. It just does, right? A lot of coding bootcamp projects suck, and that's okay. You can make it better. You can continue working on the project. You can gain users, right? Hell, put a fucking pricing model on it. Now we can talk about the blend between like a personal project and a professional project. Now, all of a sudden, when you get a user base, now when you put a pricing model on it, now when you build a real SaaS product, even if it isn't successful, now we can start, like, that is much more impressive, and we could start wording things a little bit differently on our resume. But people choose to lie and cheat their way in because their projects just fucking suck. That's all there is to it, and they have a lot of work to do, and that's okay. But they settle for them just sucking, and they try to cheat their way in and move on to the next project. It's like, okay, I see this all the time. It's like repetition over and over and over and over. Oh yeah, I expect someone to look at your LinkedIn for sure. What's up, Renee? How you doing? Good idea to put hacker rank certs in your resume. It's probably a waste of space. It most likely is. I mean, like, if they're going to challenge you in that way, they're going to challenge you in that way with their own problems. Sell yourself, not BS. Yes. People just do a horrible job at selling themselves. They truly do. But I also think that part of that is like outside of the resume. A lot of people just lean on these cold applications. They're like, it's just not working, Don. I've submitted to like 500 companies. It's just not working because you submitted 500 like generic templated resumes that aren't tailored to the job. You're not submitting cover letters for half of them. You're not doing company research. You're not digging, like you're not reaching out to the company afterwards, showing more interest. You're not doing a coffee chat with one of the software engineers to get a feel for the culture and the types of problems you're going to be solving. You're fucking lazy, and you're making yourself satisfied, like you're actually doing, you're moving in a positive direction with forward momentum by just doing easy applies on LinkedIn. Oh, yeah, I submitted 30 applications today. Today's a good day. You haven't done jack shit. You really think you're competitive being that fucking lazy? You haven't done jack shit. And most of you are going to continue just spinning your wheels over and over and over until you take the extra steps to get noticed. But a lot of people, because they're so fucking lazy, they just try to cheat their way in through a cold application and lie their way in, and most get caught. So that's the problem. There's so many other things that you can do, but I mean, I can only like lead you to the water. I can't force you to drink. I say this over and over. People that have been here for a long time, I'm a broken record with it, but people will do what they want to do because they hear some anecdotal data to back up whatever they're hoping would be confirmed. Okay, let's go ahead and go on to the next resume, or this live stream is going to take forever. But good questions. I like the conversation. I'll load this, and then whatever questions are there, we'll go ahead and touch base on them. How often do hiring managers check GitHub? Typically, like, they're probably going to check most of the time they'll check your GitHub once it gets to the actual software engineering team. I am not accepting any more submissions at this time, but I do it periodically. So just look out for like a community post or join our Discord, and I'll post it in the announcements the next time I'm accepting submissions. The reference check is probably the most important part to keep clean. I'm in a healthcare right now and have seen good people get shot down because my manager has gone back 15 years to find bad info. It's tough to hire good people. It's not worth it to risk hiring someone that's potentially bad. It's just not worth it. It's fucking expensive. And to go through the whole process again of filling up that pipeline, we can get into like where that leads to, but that's a different conversation. We could talk about it on Friday. But yeah, like people typically get caught. But you hear this anecdotal data. Yeah, I cheated my way in, just do this. And then like 9 other people do it and they fail at it. But they believe it's still a thing, so they continue iterating. This is a rant. I'm going to go ahead and stop here. We got to get some resumes reviewed. All right. Anas, let's go. San Francisco. I am so sorry. I am so sorry that you live in this. My heart goes out to you. All right, so software developer. You have your LinkedIn, GitHub, website. Spell it all out. This resume may be printed. It's okay to put like the live link here and just have the text, but at least spell out your portfolio website here, your GitHub, and your LinkedIn. Software developer with a background in computer science and information technology, driven by tackling complex problems and breaking them down into various elements to decipher the best solution for improvement. That's a lot of fluff that's irrelevant. Leveraging my background knowledge in computer science to approach each. That's fine. You want to say, I have a background in computer science. Okay. In unique way and develop applications that keep the user in mind. So your user focus as well. That's another key thing. Cool. Proficient, Python. Okay, I like this. Yo, did you steal this from me? This is good. This is good. Proficient, Python, JavaScript, TypeScript, jQuery, familiar. This is what I don't know if you did. That's pretty cool. All right, so experience, Upwork. So anyways, just to emphasize, if you do have proficient, this expect to be tested hard on these. Familiar, much less so. Like you've gotten some exposure to them. Experience, Upwork, freelance, remote. So you got a freelance gig. I think that is professional experience. You mention it as such as freelance. Like, this is super honest and it looks good as your experience. Create responsive website, modern browsers using, okay. Sure. Create Python AI applications using TensorFlow and Python games. Really? Did you? Okay. A lot of people usually don't have this depth of experience with freelance gigs on Upwork. If you did, and this is part of your freelance package, fine. If you are bullshitting and you basically created some responsive websites and then you used TensorFlow in your own application and you just bundled it, you know, in the past 8 months, that's going to be bad. When you're asked about it, that's going to be bad. If they have to, like, if that's bullshit and you just included your personal experience with this Upwork experience, expect an employer to dig that out from you, and it's just going to look bad. Design full stack web applications, MongoDB, blah, blah, blah. Design fast, elegant, efficient solutions using knowledge of data structures and algorithms. Yeah, but what data structures and algorithms? It's super like generic filler. So you have your stack. I usually recommend just like list exactly what it's for, what you built, and list a stack. You can list like if there are like any key features, primary features, like if you really did work as a freelance developer. So the thing is, the only way this is going to look bad for you really is if you haven't been getting a steady flow of freelance projects. If you had like one freelance project for 2 weeks around April, and then you had one, you know, recently, then like if this is like one big contract thing, that's powerful. That's very valuable to have that on your portfolio. If you had like a 2 week thing and then a 2 week thing here, that's going to look bad. You're stretching the truth too much there. So on your portfolio, I think we'll take a, actually take a look at that. Hold on. All right, so this is a live website. It's alive. We hover over, you can see the link. Let's go ahead and go into the portfolio. So, experience. Did you really? Okay, at least you smile. There's no lighting, but did you really post a picture of you on a scooter? Okay. Experience. Personal projects, Uber clone. So you basically have what? Computer lab technician, IT help desk support. Where's your freelance projects? Am I sensing, did he just bullshit his way through that experience? Personal projects, 1 of 4, Uber clone. How do I move? Oh, I don't want to navigate. This is so, why do you keep jumping like this? I'm not doing a portfolio review. I just want to look at your freaking projects. Why is this so difficult? There's no scroll bar. Like, okay, do I have to like literally use my Mac mouse for this? I'll use it. I can use my Mac mouse. Okay. Personal projects. I gotta scroll. Oh, there's a scroll bar. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. Look at that. It's right here. Side scroll hold. What do you mean by that? Personal projects, 2 of 4 Meta Messenger, Airbnb clone, Nomad travel blog, personal projects. So there are no freelance projects. Why does this feel like you just bullshitted your way? Experience, IT. You're not even highlighting it, a computer lab technician. Fuck. Okay, am I missing something? Guys, feel free to check out his portfolio. You have the link. The link is in when we hovered over, you could even see the link, so it's not private. Yeah, I think he just bullshitted his way through this. That's what it seems like. So I get a feeling that this is bullshit. Be careful with that. It's gonna look really bad. Okay, and then you have like no projects to even showcase, but you have it on your portfolio. Yeah, this this looks bad. List your projects. You're expanding an IT help desk specialist. There's extremely little that's going to transfer over into being a software engineer unless you were building like automated solutions, right? You're building plugins for your help desk to help the team. Like that's something that you can highlight. Let's see if you mention that. Technical assistance, support for incoming queries and issues related to computer systems, Mac and Windows operating systems, hardware, networking. So maybe a little networking, DevOps stuff, maybe server management, but I don't think it looks like that. I think you're just like fixing people calling in for Windows bugs and stuff like that, or a bug on the product. Set up workstations with computers necessary. Okay, so like hardware, this can look a little bit better for a hardware focused position, or even a programming position that's focused on lower level programming, maybe. Ensure security and privacy of networks. So networking, this kind of speaks a little bit more to networking. I think you're flooding your resume with a lot of stuff that isn't super relevant to being a software engineer. Let's see, you put no preference, just need a job. Oh, yikes. That's going to hurt you. Your resume should be tailored to the job you're actually trying to get. It says software engineer up here. You probably need like a single bullet point for each. Like it's fine to show a work history. I think that's good. Tech experience can be relevant, but if you're expanding this much, it just tells me you have shitty coding experience. You don't have a lot of it, right? But you kind of do. You just lied about it in here, so you can't even showcase what experience you really have. You're essentially like, to showcase exactly what you've done, you're going to have to then expose that you've done personal projects, no freelance work, and that's exposed in your portfolio. I think your personal projects can be powerful. I don't know if they're low value or not. We're not going to dig into your personal projects, but you never listed them. Like, to me, I just scrapped this resume. This just seems like a lot of bullshit. I'm spending way too much time. Like, you got to realize hiring managers are going to sift through this very, very quickly, right? And they catch that bullshit, they're on to the next applicant. If I can detect this, hiring managers have way better techniques to detect it. They're going to pick it up in the interview. Their interviews are designed to pick this shit up. I don't know. It just looks bad. Bachelor computer science. So yeah, what do you guys think about it? The date should be moved. Change location of workplace in each place. Upwork mentions no location, but PayPal does. Inconsistent formatting. For remote, I don't know. I think he's consistent with his formatting with that. Upwork mentions no location, but PayPal does, because it's remote. I mean, I think we've detected that it most likely is bullshit, but it's still remote, so I think the formatting is pretty consistent. Wait, oh, did you catch something? Bachelor of Science, Computer Science, and General Assembly. Oh, we gotta look at his LinkedIn. Okay. Software developer. Well, maybe not. San Francisco State University. Bachelor of Science. So, oh, that is, whoa. Whew. Oh, I have a lot of electronics on my desk, and I almost just spilled water all over them. Okay. You are full of shit, most likely. I highly doubt you were a software developer. This smells of bullshit completely. You are trying to lie your way into the resume, or into the job position. Actually, that's a good catch. Yikes. Oof. I agree, Josh. I do think it needs a complete overhaul. The problem is, it's like, you're like, if you are that embarrassed to showcase your personal projects, like they're that low value, you just have more work to do. That's okay. But it's like you listed that you just want any position. If you are this desperate to lie this much, like, I get a feeling that you just, like, you need to get a part-time job, get a job to pay the bills, right? Get an IT job again. Yeah, like that's what it sounds like you're in. It sounds like you're just desperate. You're trying to get a position just to pay the bills. That's okay. You can apply for those positions, but get a part-time job to hold you over. I don't know why, like, so many people are so hesitant on going back to part-time work. I get that you've invested so much time into becoming a software engineer. Now, the thing is with ISAs, sometimes you can get, like, if you do take a part-time job, there's some, like, really shitty ISAs that'll be like, oh, you got to start paying us back. That's a shitty situation to be in, and that's, like, a whole argument against ISAs. I hope General Assembly doesn't have that predatory of an ISA, but like hopefully they have like a minimum salary. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Anthony, I think that's a good catch because we still caught some bullshit there. Like, if I can catch it this quickly, like, you think a hiring manager that basically it's going to be expensive to onboard you and bring you in, you think they're not going to catch something like this? This is easy for me. It's like, this is super easy. I don't do this every day like hiring managers don't do this every single day, but like, they have a lot more experience with it than I do. Well, some of them. I'm just telling you, like, a recruiter's going to catch us bullshit. Hiring manager's going to catch us bullshit. No, he didn't lie about the CS degree. He lied about most likely being a software developer at General Assembly. I doubt a new graduate from General Assembly, because I don't think I saw it listed under education. It has become a professional software engineer getting paid to work on like actual applications at General Assembly. It just sounds like he bullshitted that part. Hey, the first one you reviewed. Oh, that was yours. I appreciate the advice. My first project, I talked about being a back-end developer. It was my capstone. Yeah, I think you're kind of... Okay. Well, I'm glad the feedback was helpful. And please, I have to give a heads up to everyone. Like, if I see lying, if I see bullshit, or if I just want to roast your resume, like it's all meant to actually help you. So please don't take it personally. Just like Storm, if that's actually your first resume, good for you. You handled that well. Folks is wrong. They spent so much time on faking the resume that they could have went the project route and maybe established a little bit more automating work. Previously, yes, 100% agree, Josh. All right, that's pretty much it. Nothing really about your personal projects. I pretty much gave all the feedback, so I'm not going to reiterate what I just said. So, yep, that's it. Thank you for your submission. All right. Bum, bum. Yo, Patrick. You made it easy on me. Thank you, buddy. All right. I always question whether or not people actually made their portfolio, especially when they look at like this and their info seems off. It's just, it's gotten so bad. It's, I have to catch myself. On Friday, we can go off on rants, but like during these streams, I'm trying to be a little bit more focused, just because I don't want it to last like 5 hours. All right, so Patrick, probably information, phone number, address, etc., and you. I like it. All right, LinkedIn, GitHub, you spelled that out. Hopefully you have the portfolio link. I don't know why you're, maybe you don't. I'm going to assume you don't have a portfolio. You're not trying to hide that. Because I can find it, right? Like I can just go to this and LinkedIn. Okay, so I know you don't have professional experience, so hopefully you're not bullshitting your way through. We got you, red-handed if you are. You don't even have your portfolio on your LinkedIn? Not even your projects? You can list your projects. All right, education. Gotcha. Experience. Yo, we got some honesty in here. Damn, I like you already, Patrick. All right, so I am dedicated engineering student. Oh, you're still a student? What? Oh yeah, 2025. Oh, nice. Starting early, I like it. Dedicated engineering student seeking a challenging role to develop my skills and expertise as a natural leader. I enjoy helping others and work collaboratively. So hopefully you're listing leadership experience below. I enjoy helping others and work collaboratively to achieve common goals. My curiosity and attention to detail have driven my passion for understanding how things work. I have consistently maintained a gym routine for years, demonstrating my commitment and discipline. Okay, so highlighting personal goals and saying how that's going to translate over into a professional position. I think this is an okay about me. It's a little long, but Like, I think your resume should speak to leadership experience. I think your you can include something personal like this. I think this is completely fine, but like mentioning like what you're looking for is probably like the key thing in this little blurb. Like, what the hell you want? What are you focused on? Does that align with what we are looking for? And like a lot of companies will consider your career trajectory at that company, right? Do your long-term goals match up with the career path at that company? They're going to prefer someone where it actually does align. My projects are all school projects, by the way. Storm, we're past that. We were talking about your resume a while ago. These are just, we're going over resumes. You're expecting way too much out of this. You should have submitted your portfolio for an actual portfolio project. Engineer in software and electronic, Atlantic Technological University. Engineer in software and electronic. Okay, is that how it's worded? Currently studying second year level 8 course with the 88.5 GPA in the what? What? An 88.5 GPA or like an average percentage for the class? Not US. Ireland, got it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember, all my feedback is really focused on the US. So I will try to be as accurate as I can. Hopefully some of it translates over. Built multiple projects such as remote control, Robocar with Arduino. Currently developing a project about a robotic arm using IoT. Internet of Things. It'd be cool if you could like have video links or something like that to showcase this if you can. Ask your professor if you can set something like that up. That'd be cool. Primary and secondary school. Achieved 100% marks in science. Okay, you're talking... I guess for an internship that's going to be relevant, what kind of internships or positions are you trying to aim for? I'm assuming you're probably aiming for an internship while you're still in school. That's probably your best shot at getting some professional experience. If you can get a part-time position, fine. But yeah, I wouldn't count on it. Maintain high standards of cleanliness and hygiene and award. Cleaning operative. Okay, waiter. Okay, one bullet point, fine. Experience, skills, activities, volunteer. See, now you have activities. You don't need to dump your activities here. I don't think like the gym thing should be in your main paragraph if you have activities even below. I think dump your education below. What are you aiming for? Seeking a challenging role. Like, that's super fucking generic. What did you say, Patrick? Full stack. You're aiming for a software engineering position. You're probably gonna have more of a chance of focusing on front end or back end. I know you might not know what you want to do just yet, but having a front end focused resume, having a back end focused resume, like, you could go out of your way. Maybe you actually don't have portfolio projects. You can go out of your way to build some stuff on your own. If you have nothing to showcase, I don't know. Volunteer to build houses for people in need. Have been working out consistently over... This just feel like, okay, you seem to be very interested in working out and fitness. Great. I wouldn't expect that to directly translate over into self-discipline like you think it will into a professional position. There are just way too many people that are really into fitness that don't have a good work ethic. I don't know if the hiring manager has had that experience, so I guess it depends on the hiring manager. Captain of school's handball team. Okay, leadership experience, bilingual in English and Spanish. Peer-assisted study session leader. What the hell is peer-assisted study session? Is that supposed to be relevant to a hiring manager? Like, this is probably going to be maybe slightly more relevant to internship type positions, and I would probably focus your little blurb up here on that. Passionate about cycling. Why didn't you just say that for gym? I think it would really help to showcase, like, actually show people what you've been working on. Sometimes universities will have restrictions on showing outsiders exactly what's going on, exactly what you've built. Sometimes they will own the rights to that kind of stuff, and you have to, I would just talk to your professor about showcasing that. But like showcasing a video, showcasing the source code, right? Showcasing stuff like that will give a little bit of exposure into what you've built and what you're interested in as a software engineer. I don't give a shit about what you told me you're interested in. I'm curious about what you've built. Let me get my hands on it. Let me see it. Let me see what the hell you're about and what you care about and what you invest your time into in the programming side of things. Let me see that. Stop telling me it and let me see it. I think that's what's hurting you here. These video times are getting inconsistent. LOL. I literally said I would do 6 p.m. on Thursday, Serpy. I feel like, I don't know. I've literally had to time you out for trolling multiple times. I think I'm just going to ban you. Yeah, I'm just going to ban you. You can request an unban in a month. Hold on. I feel like you don't really contribute much to the conversation anymore. Let's see. Ban. Oh, I almost banned my bot. Sir. Ban. Cool. Oh, I typed it in the wrong chat, but that's okay. All right, done. Like, I banned him a long time ago, and I kind of gave him a second chance with an unban. I just think, like, sometimes the way he contributes to the chat, I don't know. I don't know if it's what I want here. So, you can request an unban in a month. Peer-assisted study session leader, tutor. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe a tutor? Maybe it's like a assistant for the professor. Well, yeah, basically a tutor. Like, it's not in class. Oh, you made it home. Nice, DF. Yeah, Patrick. No problem. Enjoy watching Don's videos, almost like a North Star for a dev for 5 or so years. You know, I'm glad they're helpful. That's awesome, Romello. Yeah, I don't want to get the bot. That bot is super helpful. Give him a bandage sandwich. Just did. Yep. I know you like Serpy, Anthony. He's just not, it's just getting worse with him. It's just getting worse. So let's give it a, we'll do 2 weeks. We'll do 2 weeks. It's just like, I don't think he's taking me seriously. I talked to him about this before. I don't think he's taking me seriously, so. If he is actually serious about contributing in a positive manner in this chat, we'll see him in 2 weeks. He'll email me and then we'll talk and unban him. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much it for here. I think you're aiming for like an internship experience. If you can get some footage, like something for employers to play around with, look at, I think that'll be helpful. This is probably a relevant GPA, right? So I would actually argue like education, it probably should be this high up if you're aiming for an internship experience and like even leadership or tech type things, side activities that are going to, you know, slightly transfer over into being a software engineer or leading it. Like an internship, you're not really going to be in a leadership role, but it typically is a good personality trait. I wouldn't say it's a personality trait. I think leadership is built with experience, but yeah. Anyways, see if you could like build something on the side. If you can't showcase some of this, see if you could build something on the side, show your interest in it, shows that you're actually investing a little extra time into it, and that could help. I would say you're probably a little bit more qualified for like an internship-based position, which is probably what you're looking for. They might contact, I don't know, like, do internships contact your professors? Do you actually give references? You probably give references to internships, but do they directly try to contact your professors and actually, it's probably just like a transcript, right? Because I remember applying for internship position a long time ago, and it was just the transcript. F's in the chat for Serpy. Feel free to give the F's. Patrick needs projects and to change the summary into what they were interested in at school, what they were looking for in the future role. Let's go back to gym interest. But yeah, I think so. I don't think the gym interest is helping. But I do think actual, like, being able to showcase work projects that are going to speak to, you know, working on the code, like showcase that you actually invested a little bit of time into becoming a full stack developer and build some stuff. Really enjoyed your last video about struggling with data structures. It helped answer questions I was asking myself. That's glad to hear. Or I'm glad to hear that. That's cool, DJ. Thanks for sharing. Projects at yeah, but he doesn't really have any projects. I guess. No, I think the blurb is fine. I think the blurb is fine. Being above the education. It kind of depends on like what he's applying to. Like, if you want to make the argument that blurbs like this in general are just worthless, that's fine. I can kind of get behind that and we can have a conversation about it, but I don't think it like fills up the entire resume where like he already lists essentially his projects. Because if he had other projects down here, that's fine. I would argue the skills, if you really want to, you could bump the skills up specifically, but you mentioned like C, C++, Python, Java, HTML, computer engineering, GitHub. I just, as a cleaning operator and a waiter, I don't know, like it seems like you're gonna have like surface level knowledge of these skills, showcase what you can build through personal projects. I would do that. I closed down submissions, Hugo. Next time I open them up, I will make a community announcement. Cool, glad you found it helpful. All right, next one. This Zion, he is aiming to become a front-end developer. No! I closed a Google Drive. Let's see. All right, I think this is it. Perfect. All right, close that, close that. Let's go ahead and close that and then bring that back up. Yeah, no worries, Hugo. Maybe you should drop the 75% average marks line. It might not help him. Oh yeah, that's actually a good point. I think that's, yeah, I would. Yeah, I see. I don't know how high of a GPA this is. I'm not going to take the time to look that up, where he's at. But I really think showcasing projects is going to be your strong suit there. All right, so now I have, we have Zion. Let's go. Oh no. I know, I took a peek at this resume, just like I take a peek at all of them. All right, buckle up. Oh, buckle up. And get a drink of water for this one. All right, let's go. From Nigeria, Zion. Great phone number, assume missing with email. Yeah, this is, so if you see like, if you see this phone number and email like spelled out like that, it's because I did that. That's usually my format to get rid of personal information. All right, so Zion Online, phone number, email. Innovative front-end developer with 3 years plus experience building and maintaining responsible web applications, proficient with React.js. And I am smiling because you'll see in a second. TypeScript and passionate about delivering immersive user experiences through efficient and collaborative development. Okay. Just if this is true, might be relevant. Okay. Experience. Lizzie Med, front-end developer, React.js. So essentially, develop a software product that so 2021 of April to 2022 of September, you developed a software product that enhances the learning abilities of students around the world. Designed and built the first MVP of a product for a customer. So maybe this is a freelance project. Maybe. Testing, usage, and showcase. So customer, this is a freelance project. You weren't a professional developer at this. This was a freelance project. Created awareness among students to increase awareness. Created awareness among students to increase awareness. Stop using awareness so much. Created I'm just gonna read it. Created awareness among students to increase awareness and adoption of product. Marketing. Collaborated with designers, developers to successfully build and launch and maintain a product. Okay, so I just want to showcase this. 3 pages for this. My own resume right now would have probably a page. I doubt I would even with what I've done over the past 4 years and the 3 professional developer positions that I've had, I probably wouldn't go past a page. If I did, my past 4 years would probably bump that up a bit, but still, like, I'm gonna try to fit it on 1 page. Like, you are expanding way too much. Look at all this white space. Why are you pushing this way far down? This should be 1 page. I have a feeling you're bullshitting your way through this resume. What's up, Stunt Doll? Welcome back. Extra Sheet. Designed and developed a hospital management system software for customer use. Collaborated with a backend engineer to consume and interact with RESTful APIs. Okay, utilize libraries such as a React.js library and other known packages in building the software. And utilize libraries such as React. Just put the stack. You don't need 2 lines for this bullet point. Just put the stack. Engineer to consume. Collaborated with a backend. So you can mention if this is a group project, fine. But like here's, I think it's important to get some context around this. So when I did a little digging. All right. We found you on LinkedIn. Let's go. Cyan Crisp Online. I'm a front-end developer with experience in React and Next.js. I'm passionate about building efficient, scalable, and user-friendly web applications to solve real problems. So, front-end engineer at Let's 1v1. Doesn't sound very professional, but maybe it's, 1 employee on LinkedIn at Let's 1v1. Like, you kind of understand how this smells like bullshit, right? Seems like a made-up company. Full-time until present, March 2023 to present. This just seems like you're listing yourself as a professional developer at these made-up companies. So Lizzie Med, let's look into that. Lizzie Med, Zion, the founder. Founder at Andrew Benjamin Post probably shared that. But this is the people at Lizzie Med. Front-end developer at Extra Sheet. Building an online educational platform for students. So, you're essentially selling yourself. This is where we get front-end engineer at Extra Sheet, founder at Extra Sheet, software engineer at Extra Sheet. So let me actually look at your resume. Extra Sheet. So you basically, it seems like you worked on a personal project with someone that focused on backend. That's what it looks like to me. This reeks of bullshit. So I would be very curious. So here's something you can do. If I am full of shit and you are basically working with someone that acts like the project manager, right? And you launch this project. Let me actually, you know what? This could be a real project that's searchable right now. Let me actually search for it. Secure Extra Sheet. Is there a website for it? No link? Let's see. I'm gonna load it. So like, I see a Facebook page for Extra Sheet LLC. What's the area code for that Facebook? Area code 2, 3, 4. Eastern Ohio. I'm wondering if that's even loading up my Facebook page. My extra sheet, is that what it is? Why is it so hard to find this? Must be a real company. Is it Extra Sheet Cloud? Is this it? Let me actually see how you spelled it out. Hold on, is this it? Design a hospital management system. Analyze share. There's nothing descriptive about this. I'm a little hesitant on thinking that is the real company. Social, okay, so Extra Sheet is a social network that allows you to share your creativity, interaction. So I'll actually pull up, let's pull up my search results. Extra Sheet LLC on a Twitter, GitHub. So LLC, this probably isn't it. I'm guessing it might be this. And then this is just Extra Sheet Cloud. I don't even know if that's the company or that's the app. So what you can do, like obviously me digging into this a little bit, like it doesn't take me long. This just feels like bullshit. I think what you did is you probably built a project and maybe you even did reach out to some companies maybe you did reach out to some companies, some hospitals to try to replace their management system. But like as a new developer, developing a new product with a hospital management system that's probably going to have to manage not proprietary, but like medical information about people, which requires an extra layer of security and critical thinking about how you manage user data. Chances are they're not going to, like you're not really going to get any business from real medical companies unless it's in a country that like they don't really have a lot of regulations. Because my first position was a UI engineer at a medical company, and we had to take extra steps to protect the privacy of medical patients. It was an extra layer of security, a pain in the ass. Even the way we communicated, we had to use certain chat apps. We'd only release certain information in the chat apps, had to be extremely limited. Even our identifiers in our database had to be even more private than you would usually build into the backend. For like a non-medical app. Like there's a lot of steps. I get this feeling these projects are mostly bullshit. So Extra Sheet is dedicated hospital management system. I get this feeling it's kind of just a personal project. If you want to call me out on my bullshit and say I'm just wrong about this, show actual contracts, show revenue coming in for this business, because this just looks like a lie. It just looks bad. This feels like personal projects. So that's the feeling I get from it. We get someone US based? I think we did. I don't know. I actually didn't look at the company or the locations of people. One of the people in my bootcamp cohort mentioned that he felt like he wanted to lie in his resume and get the interview, and I was like, dude, that will 100% get you fired if you found out. Yep. I think in one of my podcast episodes, I brought on a hiring manager that talked about it. They had to fire him once they realized like he really didn't have the experience to back it up. I don't know if he mentioned it on that podcast episode or it was a private conversation. Nothing personal. Not like I'm leaking anything, but yep, I mean, hiring managers are designing, like, that is, I mean, essentially, that's what they definitely focus on. They don't want to hire some of that kind of bullshit of their way into the position. It's way more expensive to have to fire that person and fill up that pipeline again and look for someone new and do all the interviews. And it's very resource intensive in terms of, like, their time. Yep. Employers have to do extra testing just to make sure they're getting someone who is who they say is, since so many people lie now. Yep. A lot of people are trying to lie their way into the industry. They're getting desperate. The hiring managers are going to be even more closed off to any sort of bullshit. So I'm calling this out now, hoping that you either, maybe I'm completely wrong, you do a better job of presenting. And if these are like brand new applications, freelance projects, get as much data as you possibly can to show these are actual real applications that provided real monetary value to a customer, if it's a freelance project, or if you're trying to launch a SaaS product and you're trying to, manage, you're trying to launch a SaaS product and you're trying to get hospitals to get on board with your application, being able to provide as much data as you possibly can, even contracts, revenue, things like if you want to list that as a project, you have to realize hiring managers aren't really going to trust that this is a real project because it smells like bullshit. Try to get as much information like that, quantitative data, revenue, user gains, contracts, stuff like that, and showcase that from this project. But I have a feeling these are just personal projects you oversold. But yeah, way too much white space. Way too much white space. This needs to be one page. This is ridiculous. So now you have projects. Now you have your personal projects. I get the feeling this is really going to hurt you. All right, so Misty Chats, create a fun chat app with React and Firebase, 2D transform, Misty Fitness. Why is there so much white space? This does not need to be 3 pages. GitHub, include this stuff at the top. Hobbies is fine. Tech research. This tells me you're just like, you are really trying to bullshit. Tech research. What? Do you watch coding streams on Twitch? Like, this entire resume feels like bullshit. It just does. Fine, if you want to put like Twitch gaming, that's fine. I don't think it necessarily needs to be on the resume, but if you get that one hiring manager that like, yeah, I'm also a Twitch user, you might be able to connect through, or like a hiring manager that has a history of gaming, you might be able to connect with them through this. But man, like, this just feels like you're trying to bullshit your way into a position with this. Yep. HIPAA law is nothing to fuck around with, though you can get pretty hefty penalties. Especially like if you aren't like really trying and doing your due diligence, right? So I've talked to people that have signed up for my one-on-one that have talked about, yeah, this is the project I'm gonna build. I'm gonna build like a management, like a patient portal for my dentist, right? And like, okay, hold up. What information are you gonna be managing? And they didn't really think about that. And they started listing, like, once we broke it down, it's like client information. Like, there might be some HIPAA laws that you have to comply to. This is going to be an investment on your part. And then I think what he decided to do is just break it down. Okay, we're going to do a sales page, right? So dentist offices could order the actual products for their like that was kind of another consideration he had, and just offices would order actual dental equipment. I'm like, okay, so you're not managing patient information. Now we can loosen up. Now I'm panicking a little bit less because you're just like a one-man shop. So, you know, even in your personal projects, if you, you're really going to get contracts with hospitals, with healthcare providers, healthcare facilities, this is incredibly important. You need to take HIPAA seriously. What's up, Hamza? I'm just going to look at some resume stuff, resume statements in chat. I don't know all the reasons why. I don't even know if banks are mainly switching to document model databases or not. I doubt it's going to be based on security. I highly doubt that. I don't think that's the reason. Yeah, if it smells like BS, they will take extra steps to assess that risk, 100%. Captain Price. Places I worked at did background checks, education, and employment history are easily verifiable. Are smaller companies skipping the checks due to costs? I think you can, like a minority, a very, very small minority of developers will make it through cheating their way in and not getting caught and not getting fired afterwards. And they're just spending 60, 80 hours once they get hired, like ramping up very quickly, and they're just lying. They continue to lie all the way through. I don't think they last long at companies like that. Generally, a lack of integrity will get you fired down the road for something else, from what I've seen personally. But like an extreme minority might get passed, and you're probably going to get passed with a small, like a much, much smaller company like that. Yes. Big YouTuber is saying to lie in the application. I did. When you were self-taught, when yeah, like different YouTubers will kind of say that, and so it's always on a spectrum, and sometimes hiring managers will have a little bit of a tolerance, patience for kind of bullshitting your way through. They kind of expect a little bit of bullshit. But when you're selling like personal projects, it's like real software engineering experience, and you're lying, like you're flat out lying about that, like that can severely hurt you. So, I mean, if you want to scrap my advice with this and you want to take the chance, take the chance. I don't care. It's going to hurt most of you. So I'm really going to be critical about it. I just know the deck is stacked. It's not stacked against you, Daniel. That's completely false. I really don't see anything wrong with lying to get your foot in the door. Well, that's just you lacking integrity. Like, do we want to talk about, like, that's probably like a personality trait of you just lying your way through life in general. If you have this perspective that the deck is stacked against you, like, are we talking like an integrity conversation? Like lying is morally okay? Or are we talking about strategic? Because I'll have the conversation about being strategic about your lying. I will have an open conversation about that. But if you're trying to justify the morality of lying, that's a different conversation. I think you got to check your integrity here before you get in here with that. And we'll have a real conversation. But like that's a whole other conversation. So you got to be very, very clear about the conversation you want to have, Daniel. All right, cool. So I don't know. It's hard for me to assess because I don't really know what these real projects are. If I just see a bunch of bullshit, it's hard for me to assess exactly how you should sell it. So I think that's my feedback with this resume. Until I can get a more honest representation of what you're doing, I don't really have more information for you. So you're welcome. Like if you want to email me and then just say, hey, I did a massive revamp or something like that, give me more context. We can go ahead and potentially take another look at it. For all the effort, that's a key thing. For all the effort it takes to lie, you could just do more work to make yourself better as a dev and a candidate for a job. Yes, CW, 100%. It's like all these people that are getting jobs, being honest, how are they doing it? They're investing their time into becoming a better software engineer instead of trying to cheat their way into the industry. Like you can't claim, it has to be in the realm of believability. Like you can't claim to be a lead developer when you've only been a software engineer. True. True. Just like you shouldn't be claiming that you, because that's the presentation of it. When you say like software engineer, you list the name, like at a company, you have to understand like that's the commonality of applying for positions. Of course, hiring managers are going to perceive that as a professional software engineer at that company. If you sell it like that, you are full of shit. Now, if you want to sell this idea, like we could start getting into murky waters of like, okay, you actually did a freelance, like an actual freelance contract, or like you did a contract position. The contract is probably a little bit more murky. If you did a contract position, it was full-time, it was contract, and you basically just put software engineer at that company, you worked there for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, whatever the contract was, that's where you have wiggle room. You do have wiggle room there. If you get like a real client, you know, you get paid $1,000, $2,000 to build like an entire CRUD app for this project manager, this company, and they just outsource their freelance, and you put like you were a professional software engineer at that company when you did like a freelance contract, like it's murky waters. I would argue you're being dishonest, and you can present that in a way that actually looks good for you. Probably gonna have a little distrust from the hiring manager, but that's way different than mentioning some freelance project that you built for your friend or someone you met at a meetup, and it literally isn't even off the ground. That project has no contracts whatsoever. It doesn't have a user base. It's not making any revenue. It's like, of course, it's gonna be like a spectrum. And I think like we could talk about like how to potentially showcase how to word things properly. That's probably the better way to put it. We can go over that in murky waters, and I'm fine with that. But like I think we're seeing things where people are clearly lying and being dishonest because they're not focusing on becoming a better software engineer. Like if you have to lie, I'm sorry. Like actually, I'm not sorry. You're just a shitty software engineer. If you have to lie and you have no good work to showcase, no actual real experience to showcase, or you supplement that experience with like really impressive projects, you're just a shitty software engineer. Focus on getting better. Focus on putting your energy and your time into becoming a better software engineer instead of showing that you clearly lack integrity. So many good software engineers with integrity that are going to have very long, successful careers are making it in with no professional experience. Why the hell is that? Maybe you should pay attention to the people that are actually being successful with that versus the people that are continuing to try to cheat their way into the system. Daniel, companies that hasn't even been my experience. Companies do care about you. Managers do care about you, right? Leadership. I've worked at companies where that is the case. You just have this super negative perspective on companies. It's us versus them. You have this super negative perspective on companies where it's just they are the gatekeepers. You are literally shooting yourself in the foot with the most toxic perspective that prevents you from actually growing as a software engineer. That's not my experience with hiring managers. And if you are following people that are giving you that advice where it's you versus them and they are out to get you, they don't give a fuck about you, you're listening to the wrong people. I promise you. You are listening to the wrong people. You are following the wrong content creators. You are following the wrong software engineers. You are taking horrible advice from very bad leaders in the industry. You are fucking up. You have to get better role models. I can just see what you're saying right now. Your perspective is entirely shaped based on they don't give a fuck about you. That's not true. Based on them being a gatekeeper, that is not true. And as long as you believe that, you are going to be a shitty software engineer. I feel like feeling the need to lie is proof one isn't ready for a developer job. Once you build projects and work on your skills, I feel like telling the truth becomes natural. It does, and I think a lot of people really could use good advice on how to sell the truth even better. There's a way to word things even better. And keep in mind, when I was at coding bootcamp, I was asking these questions, or when I was at a coding bootcamp, I was asking these questions. Can I list that I was a professional software engineer at this project? I named the project. It looks like a real company. And my instructor guided me right. And I got a job 6 weeks later. I did a lot of other right things. And I didn't lean on this toxic narrative of, and it's victimhood too. If you truly think there's this big goalie, this big gatekeeper keeping you out, they don't give a fuck about you, and you get a bunch of elitists only allowing certain people in the company, what's that say about your confidence in yourself? Do you really think you're going to grow as a software engineer, as a human being, with this victimhood? With this inability to control your own trajectory in your career? This victimhood, do you really think you are going to have a long, successful career with this pathetic victimhood? It is pathetic. It truly is pathetic. But that can change. You can get better role models. You can grow as a software engineer. You can have super impressive projects, but you're choosing to be this pathetic victim that has no control over your trajectory. I don't know, I'm a little conflicted. On one hand, I can understand that companies need competent enough candidates. On the other hand, the time and effort available to gain these skills is a privilege. It's not a privilege. Steven, you are so full of shit. If you have access to the internet, you have all the privilege you need. Holy shit, I remember Primogen's video. I remember watching Primogen's video where this person, I forget her name, but this woman, she basically became a software engineer by working this free internship, and there were a ton of comments. Obviously, free internships, people want to shit on it, and the amount of people with internet access, which is all you need, with internet access and time to leave that comment, the amount of privileged people telling Primogen and this other woman how privileged they were to do this free internship. It was actually fucking disgusting. The amount of mental loops you have to try to it's almost an entitlement. It's almost like you are really that fucking entitled that you see all these other people that are getting jobs as privileged, no matter how hard they work. You see all these other people and how hard, how much they've earned that position. You see all these other people as privileged people that just had the opportunity that you didn't have. I'm not saying you're specifically this person, but you're kind of leading to this mindset. For you to be that entitled to demoralize people that have worked so fucking hard for that position and just became really good fucking software engineers, improved their soft skills, for you to have the privilege on the internet to tell other people and tell them they got it because they're privileged, you are such a fucking asshole. Like, you are actually an absolute entitled asshole if you truly are going on the internet and telling other people they are privileged because they got that position and that's why they got that position. You are so full of shit. You are so fucking entitled. Like, that's truly the reality of this. That is truly the reality of this. The amount of people on the internet that are privileged and entitled, that tell other people that are privileged and entitled, it's insane. It's actually insane. Daniel, you're just fucking up. Every time I hear that with a software engineer, you're just fucking up in your job search. That's it. That's what it's always come down to. I've mentored thousands of aspiring developers. And do you know how many times people have told me that I can't get it. Companies don't want to give me the consideration because I have this color skin, because I'm this gender, because I come from this background. Shut the fuck up and do the same work that the same person with the same color skin, the same person that came from the same background, the same person that has the same gender as you, do the same fucking work they did to get the job. Get out of that victimhood. It is such a toxic, controlling perspective that will fuck you up in life over and over and over and over, and you will never achieve the success that you are truly meant to achieve as long as you stay in this nice cozy little victimhood telling how other people how they're privileged and how hiring managers, they're all gatekeepers and they won't let you in. It's just pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. You are pathetic and you need to improve that. And you can improve that. And I'm saying this, I'm truly saying this because I had that mindset. I've had that mindset over and over and over, and it was usually at a younger age, but I learned to finally get over that. And I learned that I can actually take action and control my life and actually overcome my adversity. Everyone has their own adversity. Everyone can overcome their adversity and once they start putting in the action to get really fucking good at what they want to do, that's when they get the job. That's when they get in the industry. When they stop blaming other people for their own circumstances, that's when they get in. That's when hiring managers, okay, this is impressive. Now we respect your personality. Now we respect your mentality. Now if shit hits the fan at my company or our company, we know you're going to persevere. We know you're going to be able to conquer that challenge. But no, you have this broken mentality that will continue to hold you back for the rest of your life until you fix that. That's it. Those are the facts. But no one, I'm telling you, I shouldn't say no one. So many people just stay in this broken, toxic mentality, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. The longer they take to take the correct action, to be critical of their actions and why they're not getting a job. And as long as you stay in that victim mindset, it'll just get worse and worse. It's a snowball, and it's so hard to break out of it. I'm out of water. Oh man, thankfully I only did 6 resumes today. Appreciate you, Sean. What's up? Welcome back. How you doing? You're welcome, Steven. If I roast you, if I ever give you shit, I never mean it personally. I'm really attacking, and I will attack, but I'm really attacking the personality, the perspective that you have. Don't ever take it personally. I literally have no hate for anyone in here. I have nothing but love. But so like, I just know that I know other content creators that will just try to make you feel comfy and it's not your fault. And it's just like, how many people need to fail at being successful in life? How many people need to fail with their dreams? It's sad to see so many people just blame external circumstances for them fucking up in life. It's so sad to see. You think you joined the stream at the wrong moment? No, this is the right moment. This is the right moment. Get popcorn emote for your rants. Is there not one? There's a popcorn one right there. Maybe we could have like a Don the Developer popcorn, sure. I'll think about it if anyone has a good idea with it. You can rewind the video I spilled if you want. Just watch it on like 2x speed and then you'll catch up. Someone said it's a privilege to be able to have internet and time to learn how to code and get hired. Yes. Well, it's not, they didn't even specify the internet. They just had the internet. Appreciate that, Daniel. All right, so let's keep moving. Those are my opinions. If that, honestly, if that pisses you off, you do not have to listen to me. You don't. You can go into another content creator and have them coddle you and coddle your feelings. That's completely fine. I'm okay with that. I don't get offended when someone leaves my community. But this is truly, truly what I believe is holding a lot of people back. That victimhood is constantly holding people back. So you will hear me talk about this going forward. All right, so we got to move forward or we're never going to get this done. And I still have a lot to do tonight. So I do see the emojis in chat. I like those. I think that was actually a pretty good feature with YouTube. Some people don't like it, but I do. Okay, we have 2 more. Yep, I see you. I see your emojis. All right, cool. Next resume. Let's go. You ready? All right, very motivated. Daquan, very motivated. UI, UX developer. UI and UX developer. Do you have UX experience? Who's eager to work with passionate development teams and comfortable with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, Python, SQL, and NoSQL through industry experience, several personal and academic projects. In addition to experimenting with the emerging web technologies, I have interest in venturing into the mobile sphere and optimizing both web and mobile responsibly. Design applications to achieve high quality customers, for fuck's sake. Okay, this is too much. Just like your focus is on UI, UX. You're a little UX savvy, maybe, right? You have a design eye. That could be helpful for applying to front end positions. Let me see. You're aiming for front end. People spend too much time worrying about the stuff they can't control. 100%. Oh, okay, so you do have professional experience. You did mark that. So web developer at Fiserv, interface with clients. Okay, so agency work from 250 credit unions across the country. Perform occasional mobile. Hold on, how many? Okay, 1 page. Yo, all right. 1 page. Perform occasional mobile conversions on older websites and transform an elegant and fully responsive solution. So you seem like you really much care about responsive design in general. You focus a lot on that. You probably focus on UX. You focus on cross-browser compatibility, write and debug React scripts and functions for select clients. React scripts. Just write React apps. React scripts kind of makes it seem like a script. I don't know. Maybe it's just my perception, but a script seems like a smaller amount of code. Like if you've debugged React applications, then write that. For select client sites and ensure general user experience and navigation is smooth and functional. Optimize React lifecycle processes, states, hooks, fetch API calls to enhance user experience. Design user interfaces, mockups, and web graphics in Adobe Photoshop. Okay, so you have some experience to back up, the UX design portion. Exercise version control with Microsoft TFS. Leverage front-end technology stack to develop user interface and user experience per client's requirements. Okay, a little bit fluff like this. Probably a little bit more relevant. Front-end technology stack, did you mention that? Interface for clients. Okay, so you're kind of you expanded on your agency experience. So I'm assuming it's agency work. You know what? We're going to spy on you. It's only fair, right? It's only fair. Yo, picture. Where's your picture? Activity, web developer. We can just look at the number. Okay. We aspire to move money and information in a way that moves it. Kind of an agency selling point. So it's probably agency work. About 10 months. That's pretty good. Cool. Hopefully that's a legitimate company. It looks like it. Like I could dig into it more, but at least the company has some employees. Perform. Okay, no, I'm gonna move on. I think interface. Like, I wonder how many projects you've actually worked on. Stacks you focused on would be helpful. You have languages. So, is it like you just build a bunch of WordPress solutions? You say Python. So React, Python, SQL, but there's no Python here. Why not? Seems like a little inconsistency in your first paragraph. I would kind of just focus on your blend of user experience and design with front-end development. It seems like it's going full stack, if that's what you worked with. Developed a small program. Okay, so it is full stack. But yeah, you can mention like full stack, and you really have an eye for and you care for design and UX. I think that's a good intro. And you could even talk about like, Mobile sphere. Okay, so like curiosity into developing mobile apps potentially, or optimizing for mobile apps. And you could even talk about industry experience. You could talk about like agency work here, just highlight it. Several personal and academic. Agency, I would even mention like personal and academic projects, to be honest. Like once you have professional experience, just highlight that in your heading. Like you can list if you're working on a personal project, I actually think that's a great thing to list out in your resume. If it's current, it kind of represents what you can do now, your code, your style, your conventions. I think that's helpful. Software engineer, life tech, developed a small program. Ooh, you're starting to bullshit a little bit there. Hold on. Pull this back up. Full stack Java software engineer, Cognixia. What is Cognixia? Is that more agency work? I'm just going to trust that you have a history of agency work. Isn't professional experience? It's a training program that sets you up at a company under contract. Good call, not putting it. Oh, Are you actually working on an internal application or a user-facing application for that training? Or is it kind of just a dummy application to train you and users aren't interacting with it, and there's no, that internal tool isn't passed around? You think the UI UX would have a better idea? Well, yeah, it looks a little, yeah, it is off. It could, honestly, I could have screwed it up. Honestly, I could have screwed it up because I do believe I got rid of the, no, I don't think I did. He might have screwed it up, honestly. Yeah, I think he might have screwed it up. The spacing is a little weird. Like it's really hugging this top line. I would argue, yeah, you're right. This looks really crunched together, but then you have inconsistent spacing with the bottom line below. Yeah, let it breathe a little bit. That actually is a bit of a yellow flag. Like, do you really know UX? That's a good call. But yeah, this alignment could be screwed up because he deleted the number and it was just bumped. That could be a thing. So many words. Yeah, it's a lot of words. I mean, it is 10 months of agency work at this company, writing debug React scripts. But yeah, talk about the Life Tech Incorporated. That's what he got linked with, right? Life Ride? Is it Life Tech? Why is this not Life Tech Incorporated? What is this? Why doesn't it align? Yeah, it doesn't align with your LinkedIn profile. Why not? I think it's this. And then Life Ride is software engineer full-time. Is this the internship? This kind of seems like you're bullshitting a bit. Software intern. Hold on. Fraternal Order of Police Lodge website. Is that Life Ride? On-demand medical transportation. Digital wireframe. Perform front-end work for enhancing the interface. Colors, called actions, RSS feed, GitHub repository demo. For the internship. I'm kind of confused. Some of this doesn't line up. Here's university. Do you have like volunteer work anywhere? Or? I applied to Cognixia and got an offer. I would guess he's under contract under Fiserv after doing Cognixia's training. Gotcha. Okay, so you think maybe it is actual contract work? Cognixia isn't listed as well. Yeah, I see that. Well, no, it is on the LinkedIn. It is listed as a full stack Java. So it depends. Like if it's actual just training, and like sometimes you can integrate training. So some coding bootcamps will pair they'll pair with companies to do an internship where like it is kind of training on the job training, but you're actually contributing to an application that's user facing or it's an internal tool. Like there's a use case for that application, and that's helpful, right? And that's fairly accurate to say like professional experience with an internship. So it just depends. I feel like we got to figure out where that line is with Cognixia and decide if it's like the actual training portion or if he's like contracted with a real company and building a real application. Gets you interviews at companies. Low pay 2-year contract is just training them. The company is real experience. Okay, gotcha. So maybe the life tech is what he got contracted with Cognixia. Maybe that's it. That's what it sounds like. Nice. That was a good ban. Good catch. So yeah, this, if there's a contract afterwards, that might be worth it. But yeah, this sounds like, I don't know. It's just like things aren't matching up. I get this feeling it's 2 months. I get this feeling it's just education. This person's probably bullshitting. If you have to bullshit based off of this, something seems off. Like if you have to bullshit based off of like education, because I don't think we fully know if that's the case, but if you do, chances are your skills are just lacking. I don't know if you've plateaued with this agency work, if that's what this is, but I get this feeling you're just, I don't know. There's not enough information about it. I like expect some questions from employers, and your resume better line up perfectly with your actual experience. Something tells me it doesn't quite, and you're stretching the truth way too much. If that's the case, I think that's gonna hurt you. This is the thing. It's like, why can't people just be 100% honest? I can tell you how to word things properly if I know what the fuck it actually is. But a lot of this just feels like, well, I guess like, you know what? I think most streams, the resumes are fairly accurate. And then we could talk about like how to word things. But I feel like we're getting some like a lot of bullshit in this stream with the submissions. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to word this. I don't know what type of company it was. And if I can't figure that out, like, you better expect a hiring manager to like really question that and question your ethics. Repository, drafted a digital. I don't know. I feel like I don't have a good insight into the type of experience this person has. Drafted a digital wireframe of the planned site based on references from the original. Collaborated with several team members in a 4-person group. And it implemented front-end, back-end features. Front-end, do you have something to okay, so you do have a demo link. Let me copy that. URL online. Oh, it literally just copied link? Hold on. Can I not copy? Okay. I mean, maybe it was. I don't know. It kind of looks pretty legit. And a company obviously is going to screen a little bit more than I am on just this live stream. Fuck, my virus scanner isn't working properly. Oh, there it goes. A little bit delayed. All right. Home PHP. Okay, so you essentially built this. Apparently. Demo. Home. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I don't really know how to check this, but drafted a digital wireframe, collaborated with several team members, agile methodology with reiterative improvements based on client and professor's feedback. I don't know. I'm a little hesitant on getting like super specific with the wording. I don't think it's that bad. I think the big question is, what the hell are you doing at this company? And why do these other companies, or if this is a company, if it's training, like, why are you spelling out a lot more here than here? 10 months or whatever this is a long time. I think a lot of hiring managers are really going to question what you can do now, especially if they dig into this and this looks like education. And in internships, I don't know. Internships are usually pretty fundamental and basic. I think companies are really going to focus on your most recent position. Like, what the hell have you been doing? So, I don't have enough information about this resume. I'm going to stop the feedback there. But yeah, including education, BA, computer science, mathematics minor. You had a slim education portion. That's fine. But yeah, the UX of this resume does suck. It really does. The spacing is off. It just looks so fucking cluttered. And like even the line height is just, it looks different, doesn't it? Am I just way out? No, it doesn't. Why does this look so bad? Is it the spacing between paragraphs? Like, I would almost like I don't know. Like, either add a little bit of spacing between the paragraphs or less. It just makes this look really, I don't know, all the line heights just look off. Sorry, I can't give you better feedback than that. They just look off. They do look super chunky, yeah. Information, I get this feeling. It is an information overload. I would expand on this position a little bit more. Less on the internship, less on this. Expand on this more. Mention the stacks that you've used. If you can provide the stacks for if you've used multiple stacks, it looks like maybe you just use a PHP stack, but if you've used multiple stacks in your current agency work, if that's what it is, list that. Highlight some things that are relevant. Highlight some quantitative data, and then you can break it down more if you feel like it's actually relevant. This just looks like a lot of words that kind of say something you could say in a shorter sentence. And use ChatGPT to help you come up with that. More summaries, less paragraphs. I don't know if that's like effective feedback, but I'm kind of just like giving a general feeling. And I agree with pretty much what you guys are saying in chat. So, but yeah, some of this smells like bullshit. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But yep, that's it for that one. The icons, yeah, the icons. You would think icons would break it up, right? It'd break up the visual repetitiveness of all the chat. But yeah, maybe. But it doesn't. It's too much info. As a former teacher and curriculum developer, did he mention he was a former teacher? Or are you saying for you would actually slim down your resume, Stunt? A lot of text, small text size, cut out a lot of text, make it look a bit bigger. I get this feeling this person or the hiring manager is just going to be like, what the fuck is this? Okay, maybe professional experience. I think you're going to spend more time in the interview itself. So if you have to spend, here's the thing, here's a little secret. If you have to spend more time in the interview itself with a hiring manager, explaining exactly what the fuck you did, you are wasting valuable time with that hiring manager figuring out exactly what you can do now, right? You're wasting time with the technical portion. You're just wasting time for really good questions and conversations spent like trying to clarify essentially what a hiring manager, if they even give you a chance, is just looking at. So just keep that in mind, and I think you could probably summarize a lot of this better. Oh, you are. I was a special ed teacher and helped go write educational materials for high schools. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Thanks for the feedback. Yep, need to be condensed into bite-sized information. Agree. Some places can't scan icons, I'm sure. Leave them out, get more white space. So, yeah, I think adding white space would be much better than the icons themselves. I think removing the icons, and if you really are, I don't know, like the website that I just looked at, the UX wasn't great. I don't know. Anyways, I think we're just beating a dead horse here. Let's go ahead and move on. All right, last resume. Yeah, I think that is an experienced developer hurting themselves with the way they are selling themselves. And I'm worried because you might have a really good experience, and I think a lot of hiring managers are just going to pass over that resume. I'm losing my voice. I think it's from my rant. I think I need more water, but usually I have 2 things of water and 1, so that is okay. Let's go ahead and jump into this. All right. Darwin. I like the name. Full stack, aiming for full stack. Again, it's rough aiming for full stack positions as a new developer. It does look like you are aiming for your first position, so. What else? Recent computer science grad with experience working across a full stack of software development as well as relational database structures. Why do people word it like just databases? Looking for a position where I can grow and learn from experienced team members while drawing on the project experience I have successfully executed. Projects I've worked on. What like do like professional resume crafters and like you know, paid professionals like tell you to write stuff like this. Like if you've been in a coding boot camp, like career services, or you've like contacted people on LinkedIn that claim they offer professional resume services, do they often give you the advice to word things like this? I think your blurb should spell out exactly what the fuck you're looking at. You saying that you're going to mix your computer science, basically, yeah, you spelling out that you're going to mix your computer science background with the projects you worked on to provide value to a business. I don't think that's super relevant. I think you giving targeted information on your goals, your career trajectory, your interests, and what makes you unique is actually more relevant in this section than you just saying, yeah, I've this experience, and if you're gonna say, yeah, I have this experience, you better keep it short. This doesn't feel like it needs to be 5 lines. So maybe this section in itself probably doesn't need to be here. Projects, voting platform. What is with the like lack of spacing here? Is this like a convention? Let it breathe. It's fine if you want to put like the header above the underline, but let this breathe. Push this down a little bit. Redesign user interface of an open source web application. What's up? BHIS? Quadratic voting, engineered results and impact page that provided visualizations of acquired data. Cultivated communication and collaborated. A group of 4. Yo, grammar. Run this through Grammarly. Run this through any spell checks, but like Grammarly is going to be your big one. Cultivated communication and collaboration, a group of 4. Yeah, that's just improper grammar. Utilize React. Okay, so stack. I would put the stack for each one. Stack for each one. Okay, redesign user interface of an open source web application. If this is an actual, hold on. Do we have to keep like diving into LinkedIn's? No bootcamp. So it's an actual open source application that's used, right? I would actually separate open source applications. You can have a section just for open source, especially if, like, what do you mean? Like, if you say, as a new developer, if you say team leader, I get this feeling that you just created a public repository, tossed an MIT license or something on it, and just called it open source. I get this feeling because you didn't even include your portfolio. There's no link to the projects whatsoever. I get this feeling you're full of shit with this. I get this feeling it's a public repository with an open source license. If you even went that far, you don't really have a user base. Where is it? Where are your projects? Show me, Darwin. Not on your LinkedIn. Guys, fill out your LinkedIn. You're underutilizing that. Expect people to check them out. You think, like, you include your LinkedIn and then it's just fucking empty. It doesn't even resemble your resume. So there are hiring managers that will look for inconsistencies between your resume and your LinkedIn profile, exactly like I did, exactly like I showed you. Have that consistent. And you can highlight more in your LinkedIn. You take advantage of like the featured sections of your portfolio and showcase your pages and have live links to your pages. Have a little about me for your portfolio. Like, you can provide extra context, but like, I don't know, an open source project where you were a team leader, no link to it, I don't know, seems fishy. And maybe if it's an actual open source application, I would separate it from your personal projects. But the reason I think this is bullshit is because it's a team leader, and like, if you're a team leader, it's probably a creation of a new project. I doubt you're going to get a team lead position on like an established open source project. You're probably going to have contributions, which are great, right? You can list those, but that's what makes this feel off. HTML5 repeated. Where? I don't know, somewhere. Yes, if you say that you know data structures and algorithms, you're probably reading on. HTML, oh, you say HTML5 here. What do you mean it's repeated? You can have HTML5 here and HTML5 here. That's fine. I think highlighting, if that's what you're talking about, being specific about the stack within the technical, like, your technical skills should encompass pretty much everything you're comfortable with, right? That you are going to be tested with. Where am I missing that? Oh yeah, relevant courses. I don't know. Relevant courses are a little bit different than listing it under like your skills section. You might be tested over it, but like they are courses. I think that they're going to hold less value. And the expectation is you're not going to remember it as much. If you list it as a skill, expect to be tested heavily on any of these things. And if you can't back it up, that's why you should separate between proficient and familiar. You can use a different word than familiar or proficient, but that's why it helps to separate those. Created resident portal for retirement community. Yo, that's awesome. Are these freelance projects? I don't think you should necessarily list them under projects. Like if this is real open source work, contributions, bump that up. But like list it under, have a header for open source. If this is like a real freelance project, you built a community portal that's in use and you could showcase. That's fantastic. Bump that up into freelance work or list it as such. You can have it under, like what I would even do is like, you can list it under experience. And then this is, I would even say, just declare it like open source. If it's actually open source, not just some made up, you know, like public project that you put, like it's actually an established open source project that you contributed to. You can highlight this as open source under experience. I still think that's okay. If you built a freelance project, I still think it's okay to put that under experience and then highlight it's a freelance project. And then these are probably personal projects. Design app to use backend with parse. One seller market, Android shopping app, creator. Just put developer. Creator. I don't. Why are you putting this? What base? Just don't even put this. Created an online shopping center. These are probably personal projects, right? These would probably be listed under projects if they're personal. I would not expect a hiring manager to know what quadratic voting is. Where do you see that? These are like discovering things. What do you say? Is quadratic voting? How is that? Where is that? Why wouldn't he list JavaScript, TypeScript if he knows React, JS, and other front-end tech? I agree. I think you should list JavaScript. Don't just list React. I have a feeling he just builds stuff with React, which makes me question he probably doesn't know JavaScript that well. He's probably going to take a big hit on that for any JavaScript positions. Work experience, customer service manager, fielded customer service, or customer questions, provided advice based on need, ensured. Why is this like lowercase? Yo, grammar, dude. This is like the basic fundamental thing. Like go through your application, make sure it's consistent. Make sure the grammar is pretty good. The capitalization is consistent. Supervise customer service team, train new staff. Okay, your customer service manager, it's leadership experience. You could talk about leadership things. Supervise is not really leadership. If you want to talk about how you led your team to optimization in some area, that's probably a leadership trait to put, or leadership piece of data that you can list. Cultivated positive workplace. Okay. That's kind of like an expectation, right? Show that through your interview, your soft skills. Ensured exceptional service. Okay, again, it's all like, it's bullshit wording. That's an expectation. You have a good work ethic. You did your best to make the client happy. Fielded customer questions provided. Like, this is really the only thing that matters. Like, this doesn't even matter. Like, I feel like you spent 5 years doing this, a service manager. I get this feeling you were like customer service for a while. It's pretty typical. And then you became a customer service manager for maybe a year. I don't know, maybe 6 months. If you're talking about leadership experience for 5 years and this is what you have to showcase, just do a bullet point. Something about this seems off. Like, you should have had way more achievements within 5-year time span. Voting platform, first bullet. For systematic quadratic vote. Yeah, I agree. I don't think a lot of people are going to know what that is. Hey, AJ, ask your questions on Friday. Yeah, let's just reserve any questions for Friday. We do a Q&A, so that's tomorrow. Probably do it around 12:30 p.m. Central. Yeah. That's it. I don't know. I want to see a portfolio. I want to see live projects. I want to see source control. Show me that on this resume. We talked about the skills that you might be missing. I just like be consistent about your stack, your grammar, your capitalization. Probably separate like this. I get this feeling that this isn't real open source work. If it is, list it on your LinkedIn. But if it is, I would separate that or specifically talk about that in one of the headers. If you're going to list it under projects, otherwise you could do like an experience section with freelance work and open source as long as you're very clear about it. I would argue, like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just be clear about what type of work it is. But I think like this might actually be a bigger highlight than your open source contributions. If you build a real, like you're building like a real CRUD app, essentially, right? Activities, carpool, like you're building a real CRUD app that a company is going to use. That's huge. It probably is going to go above your open source contribution. But again, if I'm wrong, then scrap that advice. That's pretty much it. The submissions are closed. We do this every once in a while. Submissions are closed. I'll usually take submissions beforehand. I'll screen everything, and then we do submissions in a live stream. Oh, that's it. That is it. We got through them. I'm just like lacking water, so I'm lacking energy. But did you guys find that helpful? Cool. Yeah, was that helpful? I actually didn't see all the chat when I was going off on my rant. I did see a good chunk of it. Let me just want to take a look. Love to see you in Primogen or whoever you spell his name react to developer advice or something like that. I put that feeler out there. If you guys are fans of Primogen, you're in his community. He is one person. I really don't want to collaborate with a lot of people just because I'm like really solo focused, but Primogen is someone I would collaborate with. If you want me to collaborate with him, you're in his community, mention it to him. It's usually how creators, yeah. It's usually how they eventually get shit done. Cool. Okay, it seems like it was pretty helpful. Awesome. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It's fun for me. You know what I need to do? I need to start creating clips of rants. I do. Or just like clips in general. I'm just so bad at it. I'm gonna have a clips channel up. It's already up, but I want to start posting some clips to it. So if you think there are clippable moments, you know, feel free to let me know. But yeah, where can you submit in the future? I'll put out an announcement, probably YouTube community. At the very least, I'll put it out in my announcements on Discord. So if you haven't already, feel free to join the Discord. It's completely free. That's exactly how you feel, Meg. Yep. I have very strong feelings about that, as you can see. I have very strong feelings about certain things in the dev community. I think integrity is something that just creates really strong fucking teams, really strong software engineers. I've been fortunate enough to land in good positions with teams full of integrity. I see how efficient the developers are, have nothing but respect for those developers. And like what we were able to do, and it's amazing working with a team like that has integrity. It truly is. Can't wait to be immortalized. Well, you are immortalized, my friend. All right. Hope to not get clipped. All right, that's it. I need water. I need energy. I have a lot more to do tonight. But yeah, thanks for being here. We'll be live probably 12:30 p.m. Central Time or something like that. Close to that. I will put up a live stream soon. But if you haven't already, joined Discord. And as one thing I got to do either today or tomorrow is update my Patreon. So everyone that has supported me through Patreon, if you love what I do, if you truly love what I do, you want to support what I do, feel free, just $5 a month, coffee a month. You could subscribe on Patreon, Twitch, or even Patreon. Wait, Patreon, Twitch, or YouTube membership. YouTube members is the main thing. But yeah, seriously, thanks so much for the support. Hope you have a good rest of your night. Good luck on all of your projects. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care, everyone.